That's trial.
Court finds probable cause to believe that the defendant has committed an offense timed by the district court and must proceed.
Probable cause. You said the people have to prove that he did it, and I said that's for trial. And we'll talk off the record, but it's offensive to me that you're going to stand there and tell me how to do probable cause hearings after 26 years on the bench. So I don't need you to explain what my job is today. You can make the arguments about how he didn't meet his burden, but please don't stand there and tell me how to do a PC. So, move on.
So, there was no damage that was done to your car in order to get into it, correct? No windows, no scratches on your car. The only thing that was taken, you said, was your headphones. And it goes back. It is.
Thank you. Mr. Mohammed. Any redirect?
Very, very brief.
Go ahead.
Well, you indicated that, I think the question was whether or not you could see the defendant's face, and was it obstructed by anything?
It was covered, so
You just don't know what it was covered with?
right.
Okay. Was there any other noticeable features, any items that stuck out to you?
No, the only thing that really stood out is the heavy sun's coat, because it wasn't only cold in his wall. He has a big cube or wall, or wall. It's still the wall.
Set up a older person?
Hold on, ma'am. Hold on. They got to earn their money. There was an objection. What was the objection? Response.
She's testifying to personal knowledge, but it's just an opinion.
We'll just rephrase the question. You said you thought it was an older person. Why? Okay.
All right, no further questions.
Recross.
Very briefly. So the only thing you could notice was the person's walls.
Yeah, and I'm very sensitive.
But like you said, there was a heavy coat, right? So you can't really tell the make and model of that person, right? And people walk differently all the time, right? So you see that's sort of a miss. And again, you didn't see a person's face, right?
Okay. Ma'am, you can step down. Watch your step on that ramp, please. It will trip you. Thank you for your time. Next up, Mr. Mohammed.
People call Mr. Andrew Peterson.
Thanks, Ken. Step on the incline ramp over here. You raise your right hand. Swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth today. Settle in. After you settle in, state your name, spell your last.
Andrew Peterson, Peterson.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Peterson. I'm going to take you back to the date of October 19th, 2024. Were you at the location of 11856 Harbor Lane?
Yes, sir.
Is that located in the township of Van Buren, county of Wayne?
Sir.
Did something happen on that day or near that time frame that brings you into court today?
I had received motion on my camera on my driveway early that morning and looked at it, noticed a person walking near my cars. And then they continued on to my neighbor's house.
Okay, and what do you recall seeing?
Looked like a large person, big oversized coat, had a crossbody bag on, walked past my daughter's car, observed in, looked up here to potentially try to handle, walk around behind the car and continue over in front of my neighbor's house.
Location of Thorn? Is it Thorn Street in Belleville or Thornhill? Okay, is that located in the city of Belleville, county of Wayne?
It is.
Okay, now why would you dispatch that location?
We were advised that there was, an individual loading up items in a vehicle.
Okay, and while you were making that location, something that, drew your attention. Did you observe something that drew your attention?
Caller advised that there was.
So you don't object to hearsay?
Response.
Well, Judge, if being offered for the truth of the matter, then yes. But I guess I would just like to dive into just more what the purpose, what that call had, what effect it had on the officer. So can I just follow up with additional questions? I'll rephrase my question.
Rephrase the question.
Oh,
He's going to rephrase the question, counsel, so that takes the objection off the table. You want to object to the next question, we can do that. Rephrase the question.
did you initiate, any stops?
Officer Adams, stop there. The objection was leading.
Correct, it is. I'll rephrase.
Go ahead.
Did something draw your attention while you were on the way to the dispatch location?
Yes, a vehicle matching the description of the caller gave.
Okay, and so based on that description, is that why did you initiate a traffic stop after you observed that vehicle?
I did.
And was that stop based off of what you learned from that, caller?
It was.
Because I think that plays the perfect definition of an, effect on the listener. The reason for the stop is based off of what you received in that call, so I think, it's not being offered for the truth of the matter asserted, but the reason why the officer performed his next action, which was to pull over the vehicle, and I think that that's what the statement goes towards. It's an effect on the listener.
Go ahead, Ms. French.
Your Honor, the objection is to hearsay as well as relevance. This is the same objection I was making at the beginning of this, before we held this preliminary examination. The officer testified to receiving dispatch call that there was breaking and entering into a home. There has been no testimony from the civilian witnesses regarding breaking and entering into a home, but to vehicles. So this is exactly the issue regarding that I was making at the beginning of this case. That the reason why the officer is there in the first place is based on information related to a case and charges that Mr. Arnold is not currently up against and in this courtroom at this point in time. So my objection to relevance, my objection to hearsay still stands. He's not talking about that it was contemporaneous. He was at the station when he received the call and then he left. So this is not, the officer's testimony is not indicative of the fact that he received dispatch and then happened to see the call right away. He received a dispatch notification, was dispatched to the location, and then acted outside of that contemporaneous element that is required by effective listening.
I'm not following your argument, counsel. He was dispatched to a location, he received an identification or a description of a vehicle, correct?
That's
He saw what he thought was that vehicle and he stopped that vehicle to investigate, correct? Purely relevant.
well, the hearsay objection, Your Honor, is both
It's not hearsay, it's dispatch. It happens every day, 1,000 times a day.
a statement made by a person.
You can appeal me. I would love to be appealed. I've made my decision. Let's move on.
Thank you, Judge.
And how relevant, Your Honor, regarding
It's purely relevant. It got him in contact with this defendant. That's relevant to what we're doing today. It's relevant. Move on.
And what happened? What was that description?
The description was a Honda Element, a red Honda Element with a dark blue license plate. I don't see Honda Elements patrol.
Okay, and
What is a Honda Element?
It's a hatchback kind of SUV that has a bifold rear trunk.
Oh, okay.
Remember the old Ford Rangers that kind of jumps
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, thank you.
do you recall what the color of that vehicle was?
Right.
And, okay. And what was the reason for that vehicle, what drew your attention to that vehicle besides being dispatched? Anything else?
It was really the sole vehicle leaving a one-way in and out subdivision.
Okay, and you pull over that vehicle?
I did.
Okay, how did you initiate a stop?
Overhead lights.
Okay, did you use sirens?
No.
Okay, and did that vehicle pull over?
It did.
Okay, and which side did you approach?
I approached driver's side.
Okay, and how many individuals did you observe in the vehicle?
Just
And
this one.
one? Okay, where was that individual seated?
Driver's seat.
Okay, that individual seated in the driver's seat, do you see him in the courtroom?
I did.
Can you please post that individual and put on an article of clothing?
He's behind you with the red shirt and tie.
Noted.
Thank you. And did you make contact with that individual?
I did.
Okay, and how did that begin?
When I approached the vehicle, he was just holding his ID out the window. I asked what he was doing in the area. He said driving around.
Okay, and what did you do next?
I looked into the rear cargo area of the car and observed a yellow generator.
Okay, and what did you do next?
I asked him about the generator and he stated
Not relevant to,
Denied.
I asked him about the generator and he stated he found it by the sidewalk.
Okay, and what did you do next?
I requested he step out of the car.
Why did you do that?
The dispatch should advise that the actual victim in this case was missing a generator. He described it as the yellow generator, yellow and black generator.
Okay, and is that the same generator that you observed?
It is.
Okay, now what did you do next after you stepped out of the vehicle?
I detained him,
Okay, and then did what?
placed him in the rear of my patrol vehicle and let him arraign,
Okay, why did you do that?
because I believe that he was the suspect in someone victim.
Okay, and what happened next?
He refused to speak to me when he asked me what county he's in. When I advised it was Wayne County, he said, I'm good.
Okay, and did you conduct a search of the vehicle?
I
Okay, what else did you observe or recover?
recovered 2 yellow and black totes that were full to the brim with very high-end mechanic tools, Milwaukee brand power tools, yard equipment, lead whips, a generator. That was all in the rear cargo area of the vehicle. Once our inventory included the front portion, the passenger seat, I located very thick gauge cords for the generator, as well as crossbody satchel style.
Okay, and did you observe or recover anything else?
In the front seat, there was a mask. There was a green hooded sweatshirt.
What was exhibit number 3? Do you recognize those?
I did.
How do you recognize them?
I recognize these as items that I located in the vehicle, as well as items I observed an individual working on the area security.
Okay, and those exhibits, do they appear to be a fair and accurate depiction of what you observed on that day?
Fair.
Do they appear to be altered or manipulated in any way?
No.
Your Honor, at this time, the people would request to move into evidence People's Proposed Exhibit number 2 and 3.
Ms. Farage.
Your Honor, just with objection to foundation, he hasn't asked me if he took these photos, if he was the one that put them into evidence, that which is found in the car. So these are not pictures of.
That's a fair objection. Let's build some foundation if you can.
Officer, did you take these photos? The photos?
I did not.
Okay. But these are the same photos, these are the items that you observed. Are those the same items that you observed inside of the vehicle?
Confession meeting.
These are
It was, hold on, officer. It was leading, rephrase.
What does she? The question,
It was leading though. By definition, it was leading, so rephrase the question.
okay. The items, People Proposed Exhibit number 2 and 3. Are those the items that you observed inside of the vehicle? It's yes or no, Judge.
Which makes it leading.
Yes or no does not infer answer.
I'll allow it because we gotta move on. Let's go.
I observed these items in the vehicle. On the floorboard was a sweatshirt, and mixed in with cross-body bag was the full-faced covering and gloves.
Solitaire, fellow officers, so I just looked at the weather, what's going to be, thanks to the windshield, precipitation, all that.
Yes. I denied it. Because it might take him 2 hours to get here from West Bloomfield.
I've handed you People's Proposed Exhibit number 4. Do you recognize it? How do you recognize it?
This is the cross-body bag that I located on the passenger seat.
Okay, and does that appear to be a fair and accurate depiction of the item that you recovered?
It is.
Okay, and does that photo appear to be altered or manipulated in any way?
No.
Judge, I believe enough foundation has been laid. This officer indicated clearly that these are the items that he's observed at the scene. I'm assuming with his own two eyes, and I believe enough foundation's been laid to introduce some of the evidence.
Ms. Raj,
Lack of foundation, you just looking at pictures saying that I've seen this before, was not describing the fact that there's no chain of custody doesn't establish. There's none of them. Like, I don't know at what point in time, there's no timestamp on those photos, these photos are not taken on the scene. On the actual custody sheet, it says, I have a body cam that corroborates the story. So again, there's no proper foundation, there's no.
do you have any idea where the photos came from?
I do not.
That's fair. I mean, but I'll respect your decision.
I mean, I gotta have some idea where the photos came from.
I did not personally take these photos.
That's not what I asked you. Do you have any idea where the photos came from? Okay.
All right, no further questions. I took that back. Besides, so did you observe the crossbody bag at that scene?
I did.
Objection leading.
And he did, he answered it.
What else did you observe, if anything?
I observed a unique style crossbody bag with multiple pouches. Inside of those pouches, I observed a large quantity of loose change, pair of headphones, and a B-roll style cell phone charger.
Okay. Did you observe headphones and a large amount of change?
I did.
Do you know approximately how much in change?
I have no way of calculating that without sitting down and there's a large amount of change. Well, that's only a couple.
Okay.
More than, say,
Your Honor, objection to speculation at this point.
That's fair though. I was gonna ask him bigger than a bread basket and that wasn't that very helpful.
Alright. And the individual that you observed with the ski mat, with the mask that for a face cover, was he wearing was he wearing that mask that you observed?
Your Honor,
At what point in time?
objection, Your Honor, he has never testified to watching the ring camera footage.
I'm not asking about that.
Okay, which is why I asked the question. Calm down. This can be a long day for all of us if you guys just calm down. Did you see anybody wearing the mask that you found in the car?
At any point during your interaction, you observed, was the defendant wearing a ski mask, or when you approached him?
When he handed you his ID, did he have a ski mask on? Okay, let's move on.
Okay, where did you observe the ski mask?
on the ring game.
Okay, did you ever observe did you observe the ski mask in the vehicle?
I did.
Okay, where did you?
Your Honor,
That's yes or no, he's right.
well, what?
Leading is that the ski mask? Let's just move on. You know, this is a probable cause hearing. Just let's move on. All right, it's probable cause. You're beating the horse way more than it needs to be beat. And you're objecting so much that you're losing any effectiveness with your objections. Let's move on. Go ahead, Ms. Wong.
Well, I believe he answered that, the defendant wasn't wearing a ski mask at that time.
That's what.
And I think my question was, where did you observe that ski mask in the vehicle?
It's on the passenger seat. I heard it. Let's move on.
And where did you observe the crossbody bag?
On the passenger seat. Let's move on. You're asking your own questions.
Good afternoon, officer or defendants?
Officer Adam Knox.
No, I apologize. If at any point in time, the question is confusing, you let me know, I'll try to investigate for you, okay? I want to start with the fact that before you responded to the scene, everything you knew about the dispatch was based on what somebody else told you, correct?
That's generally how radio things.
That's the answer to my question.
Yes.
So you were at the police station at the beginning when you received the call?
I was the end of the question.
So you were on patrol in the neighborhood already when you received the dispatch, right? you yourself were driving in the neighborhood and saw somebody that, or something that was suspicious and you stopped the car, or you stopped the business, right?
Correct.
So I want to talk about the point in time. So when you received the dispatch, was it just the dispatch of the allegation that somebody called in, or was there any description that was also released?
The initial dispatch call was that a neighbor observed a man person carrying items out of his neighbor's garage. He was still on the phone with dispatch, and dispatch advised that they observed him loading items into a vehicle and the vehicle was caller gave description on the owner, dark blue license.
So you eventually made the scene, correct?
We were brought to the scene when we observed the vehicle in question.
And were you guys on the SWAT car, or were you?
That's the part.
With a partner? What was your partner's name?
Corporal Matthew Badley.
And when you enter the neighborhood, you say that you see one of the only other car that's leaving, is it a cul-de-sac kind of neighborhood, or?
So it's a very long, straight road, with multiple cul-de-sacs on it. There's only one way in and one way home.
Okay, and then that's when you saw a car,
Unfortunately.
and that's when you were actually driving the other direction, the opposite direction, correct? And then you kind of did a little U-turn and turned on your lights.
Correct. They quickly turned around, thank you, Alex.
And once you turned on your lights, you didn't turn on the side stuff, right?
I did not.
But that person stopped their car, right? They didn't continue driving or they were gray. And once you approached the car, you were testimony that he had his license to didn't handle it, right? And that person, when you made contact with them, they weren't wearing masks, correct?
Correct.
You can see the face. He was wearing a sweater, I believe.
He was wearing, I believe it was more like a plaid shirt at that point.
A plaid shirt. And at some point in time, you said that you looked into the rear of the car and you saw what you said you did, right?
Correct.
And that's because the call that you got was for a home invasion, right?
Correct.
And before you had made that stop to speak with Mr. Arnold, Mr. Arnold, you didn't stop at the house that Paul saying that our generator is missing something, right?
That was what was related to dispatch. I didn't get there.
So you didn't go speak with the victim as the their generator was?
Not up to that point.
So you don't know if that was the actual thing generator. At that point in time, you never saw a picture of what that generator was before you saw the generator in the back of the Arnold's car.
Didn't know it was a specific generator. I just knew that it was a yellow generator. In the back of the vehicle, sorry.
That's fair. And before you stopped that vehicle and you saw the generator, you actually don't know how that generator got into the car, do you?
No.
So you weren't like following, you didn't follow that car, or you weren't.
Counsel, he said he didn't know. Let's move on.
Okay. You asked the person that's in the driver's seat itself, correct?
Correct.
And he complied with all the requests and demands, right?
Never asking why I didn't stop it, correct.
He did pull away from you and detain him, no handcuffs on him?
No.
Okay. And before making that arrest, you did not get a chance to watch the other camera footage, did you?
No.
At what point in time did you actually watch that video?
Approximately a followed. I made the location allegedly made.
And there's only you stop the car that Mr. Arnold was in. He's not, you don't see him walking around on the sidewalks of the house, trying to open car doors, do you?
Sure.
He's driving. You don't see him walking.
Counsel, you're wasting time. You're wasting time. The record's been made. He's testified to all that.
I didn't observe.
He's testified. He was driving one way, the car was coming the other way, he did a traffic stop, and that's where he met Mr. Arnold. So obviously, he didn't see him walking down the street. He saw him driving a car.
I understand this is.
Then move on. Move on.
So, it's your testimony that you searched the car, correct?
I did.
And you searched the bags or the cost item,
I
correct?
searched every storage of that car.
And the thing, and when it contains, correct?
Yes.
And in that car body bag, that's where you say you found items that were reported missing, correct?
I'm sorry, what was that cover?
That were reported missing.
In the rear portion of the car is a large amount of tools. An issue that was reported missing was the jetter.
So you have no idea about telephones or change that had been.
No, I'm gonna object, Judge. How's that relevant?
What's the relevance?
The charge that he's charged with is recording the headphone.
Well, it's relevant that they were in his possession, but it's not relevant whether or not he was looking for them when he stopped and went through the car. How's that relevant?
Same fact, it still says that provided him the problem cause that was necessary to fight Mr. Arnold, if not even the charge that Mr. Arnold is wrong against Sportago, he had the opportunity.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Counsel, he could have been dispatched to a shooting in progress and stopped a car that matched the description and found contraband that had nothing to do with the shooting. That's not relevant. They can't only arrest people for the charge they're going to investigate. Move on.
There was no identifying information related to Mr. Arnold that he found in that bag search, correct?
No.
No further questions.
Anything else?
Not
Smart move. You can step down, officer. Thank you. Do the people have any other witnesses today?
Judge, the only other witness would be, in regards to Officer Berry, who can essentially testify, as an offer of proof would be him testifying as to the photos that he took of the.
If you want to make another stab to get him in, you better lay some more foundation.
I understand.
Raise your right hand, swear affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth today.
I do.
Come on up, watch your step on the ramp, settle in the chair. Proceed, Mr. Muhammad.
Officer Berry, can you just state your full name for the record?
Yeah, Ryan Berry.
Officer Berry, are you currently employed?
Yes, I am.
What's your employer?
Van Buren Township Police.
And what capacity are you employed there?
Police officer, day shift.
Okay, were you employed in that capacity as a police officer on October 19, 2024?
Yes, I will.
Okay, and you worked that day by yourself or the department?
By myself.
Okay, did your duties on that day at some point take you to the Belleville Police Department?
Yes, it did.
Okay, and while you were at that location, what did you do?
I was investigating a larceny from auto complaint, and I understand that they had some property that was recovered from a vehicle where someone was taken into custody. So I wanted to review what property had been taken and not turned over already to victims.
Okay, and was one of those locations that you were investigating 45270 Sunrise
Yes,
in Van Buren Township?
correct.
Okay. And do you recall what the items were that you took photos of?
Yeah, there was there was a handful, there was a lot of change from Mr. Minor's vehicle. Rough estimate, I owe from $20 to $50 in quarters, mixed change. He also had 2 phone chargers. There were DeWalt phone chargers. I think it was red. I'm sorry, black and yellow phone chargers.
Were there additional items that you took photos of?
From Mr. Minor's house.
So, at the Belleville.
Oh, yeah. I took some photos of a digital camouflage bag, and a pair of headphones.
3, 4, and 5.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with number 2. Do you recognize it?
I do.
How do you recognize it?
Photograph this.
You what?
Photographed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And does that appear to be a fair and accurate depiction of the items that you took photo of?
Yes.
Does it appear to be altered or manipulated in any way?
No.
Okay, Judge, the people are moving to evidence, proposed exhibit number 2.
Ms. Farage. That'll come in.
And what is it exactly?
It looks like a hat or a sea mask and a pair of gloves.
Okay, Judge, I'd like to publish the report.
Sure.
And how about, people's proposed exhibit number 3? Do you recognize it?
That was a sweatshirt that I found on the property,
Okay, and did you take that photo of what property?
of the property that I photographed at Duffel City Police.
Okay, and, does that appear an accurate depiction?
Yes.
Does it appear to be altered or manipulated in any way?
No.
Okay. The people are moving to evidence, people's proposed exhibit number 3.
Ms. Farage.
Objection.
Thank you. That'll
I'd
come
like
in.
to draw your attention to people's proposed exhibit number 4. Do you recognize it?
I do.
How do you recognize it?
It was a single strap backpack that was also in the evidence area of Bella City Police Department.
Okay, and is that a photo that you took?
Yes.
Does it appear to be altered or manipulated in any way?
No.
Is it a fair and accurate representation of the bag that you took photo of?
Yes.
Okay. Judge, people are moving to evidence, people's proposed exhibit number 4.
Ms. Farage.
Objection.
That'll come in.
And the last one, sir, I'd like to draw your attention to people's proposed exhibit number 5. Do you recognize it?
I do.
And how do you recognize it?
I took this photograph at Bella City Police Department.
And what is it?
A pair of headphones, nail clipper, looks like a marijuana grinders.
Okay, and does that photo appear to be a fair and accurate depiction of the photo you took?
Yes.
Okay, does it appear to be altered or manipulated in any way?
No.
Okay, Judge, the people would move into evidence, people's proposed exhibit number 5.
Ms. Farage. Thank you.
I'd request the public. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So,
Counsel, cross.
Good afternoon. Officer Barry.
Yes, ma'am.
At any point in time, when she's using the motion, I'll let you read it. Okay. So, you just, how did you come in contact with the evidence?
Earlier that morning, I'll start from the beginning. Belleville City Police is dispatched through our dispatch on the same radio channel. Earlier that morning while I was in roll call, I understand that they were sent on a home invasion within their jurisdiction, where they had taken a male into custody and located a lot of stolen property. So when I started to get the call for the larceny from auto from Mr. Mida's house, I didn't exactly know at that point that this could be connected, but I started to work to see if I could find any suspect information or any cameras, and I did an area canvas.
And were you able to locate any cameras?
I got a camera from Mr. Peterson's home, some video clips that he provided me. And then Miss O'Neill, later in the day, while I was doing an area canvas in the neighborhood, I was notified by Lieutenant Abdullah that she had also been a victim of a larceny from auto, either that night or earlier that morning. So when I made contact with her, I was able to get some video clip from her as well.
Okay, that's great. So speaking about Ms. O'Neill, you had a chance to speak with her, correct?
Yes.
And she was able to describe to you what she believed was taken out of her vehicle.
You're right.
And is, you're ready, if
No,
Thank you.
whatever one you need.
Thank you. Permission to approach the witness, ma'am.
I'm showing you what has been identified as people's exhibit 5. It's your testimony to whether you took that photo, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And when you spoke with Ms. O'Neill, she had an opportunity to describe the photos that she lost, right?
Correct.
She described them as the ones that are being like over the head.
Yes.
Those are not really,
Those
those are not those type ones, correct?
Correct.
Thank you, Your Honor. He said that these are not the headphones that were described.
I got you.
Now, have you, I know that, Belleville and Van Buren Township work together, correct?
Correct.
So were you involved with the arrest or detainment or search of Mr. Arnold's property?
No.
So at what point in time did you have possession of whatever was collected off of Mr. Arnold and to have an opportunity to photograph?
I'm sorry.
Say it again, when I had possession of it?
Yeah, so those photos weren't taken on the scene, were they?
No, it was at the Belleville City Police Department.
Okay,
Yeah.
so did like all the evidence come in like a box and you just kind of like put them on?
No, Belleville City Police stores all their property, in their salad port, in a gated area in salad port. Thinking that this may be connected down the road, or if I were able to get some additional, victims, I went to their station and photographed that in the station.
Okay, so before you had, did the photographs, did you have an opportunity to review any of the camera footage associated with any of the break-ins in the area?
I saw, no, I did not, no video camera.
So as all you know, so you're just looking for those that full sign.
As part of my investigation.
Mr. Habit, any further questions for this officer?
So, can I see the exhibits?
I'm sorry?
You're not up to that phone asking,
Yeah, ask a question.
So he will propose exhibit number 5. Whose headphones are those?
Could have done
Okay, did you know whether or not, did you provide the victim with her headphones?
I did.
Okay, can you describe those headphones?
Yeah, they're the,
Hold on, just clarification. Describe the ones that you gave back to Miss O'Neill.
yes.
Thank you.
Yes. They're a one-piece headphone, they're the ones that wrap around your neck and have that band that holds on, and then the headphones go in your ear, like for people who are working out, not the ear butt type headphones.
Okay, did you take a photo of those headphones?
Yes.
Okay. And where did you get those headphones from, the ones that you recovered and provided to the victim?
In the evidence box that they have in the salad port of the Belleville City Police Department.
Okay. And did you provide those photos, what did you do with those photos that you took a photo of?
I uploaded those to the evidence server along with my case report.
Understood.
Yep.
It's not very, it's not very fun. And you got this from Belleville Police Department?
Yes,
In relation to this case?
yes, from, the property, from the person that Belleville Police had custody.
Understood.
Yes.
And no further question.
Ms. Raj?
Hey, Grace, let that be,
Okay, thank you. Officer Brady, step down.
Thank you.
So I got it. I've been thinking about it. I'll call it a call. Were you hunting a swamp?
What's that?
Were you hunting a swamp?
It had to be.
But, no further questions.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Raj, any witnesses or are we ready for argument?
no one is on behalf of the team.
I'm ready for argument.
We'll move for a bind over. Whether or not that photo number 5 doesn't change anything. The fact of the matter is the officer indicated that he recovered headphones and provided them to the witness, and she indicated, clearly details of what those headphones were. So I just want to get ahead of that. I understand there must have been other headphones that were recovered, and it's just those are introduced into evidence is what we have. I'm going to reserve my argument.
That's fine.
I just wanted to get ahead of that.
Ms. Raj?
Yeah, we asked that the court not find over Mr. Arnold on the charges. First part of my argument, according to Michigan Court Rules, all criminal procedure 6.110, the preliminary examination subsection probable cause, it requires that the prosecution, even in a probable cause standard, must prove that not only that an offense was committed, but that it was defined. Mr. Arnold was the person that committed this offense.
No, that's not true, counsel. Not true. They don't have to prove that he was the person that committed it. That's trial.
Court finds probable cause to believe that the defendant has committed an offense tied by the district court, it must proceed.
Probable cause. You said the people have to prove that he did it. And I said that's for trial. And we'll talk off the record, but it's offensive to me that you're going to stand there and tell me how to do probable cause hearings after 26 years on the bench. So I don't need you to explain what my job is today. You can make the arguments about how he didn't meet his burden, but please don't stand there and tell me how to do a PC. So move on.
I had not met, no, if I spoke for when I was.
Oh, I didn't think you meant it, but I found it. I don't think you meant to offend me.
Okay, so.
I'm just telling you that it is offensive. So just move on.
There has been no testimony today of eyewitness identification. All of the 4 witnesses that have testified here today by the prosecution state that it was in fact the person on the ring camera video footage was the person that's sitting here before Kate with this, so before Mr. Arnold. In fact, the first 3 civilian witnesses testified to not seeing the person's face. Your Honor was able to see one of the exhibits that was admitted of the government to prove that the person's face was in fact covered.
Counsel, take your time.
Moving on to the criminal jury instructions of breaking and entering. Again, Your Honor, this is a specific intent crime according to the criminal jury instructions. There has been no specific intent that has been shown or demonstrated by any of the prosecution's witnesses as well as their exhibit to show that it was Mr. Arnold's intent to take the things that were described by the people whose homes or cars were broken into. Again, nobody saw his face. Nobody came in contact with the person. At the time the officers made an arrest of Mr. Arnold, who was nowhere near one of the cars or the homes that were listed as the incident locations. Nobody testified to hearing his voice. There was none of the evidence that the officers testified to finding in the car that Mr. Arnold was driving can tell us exactly how those items had ended up in those cars. They weren't following Mr. Arnold. They were surveilling him. They just made a turn, stopped him. None of those things were found on Mr. Arnold's person. He was searched. There was no testimony today, so just that Mr. Arnold was caught with ski mask on, with the jacket on, with the duffel bag across his chest, as depicted by the video discovery that was introduced by the prosecution. And Your Honor, we asked the court not binding over Mr. Arnold due to the prosecution's inability of proving the identity of the person or the charged offense.
Thank you, counsel. Mr. Mahal.
Judge, as this court is very well aware, all you have to show is a question of fact for the trier of fact. I believe the testimony does reflect that. We're not here arguing guilt. We're here just arguing whether or not there's a question of fact. And, you know, the defendant was pulled over and he had in his possession a mask which was referenced.
Mr. Muhammad.
I understand.
I might have given you the impression that I fell asleep up here today, but I didn't.
I understand.
So I've been listening.
I understand. And Judge, I would just argue that there's a question of fact for the trier of fact, and I think all the factors that were listed.
A masked suspect was caught breaking into homes and stealing tools, a generator, and other valuables from a quiet neighborhood. Police tracked down a vehicle matching witness descriptions and arrested the driver, finding stolen property, a ski mask, and a duffel bag inside his car. But here's the twist. No witness ever saw the suspect's face, and the defense argued there was zero direct proof linking him to the crime scenes. When the defense attorney pushed back on the judge's ruling, things got tense. The judge fired back hard, reminding him who's been on the bench for 26 years. The court ultimately ruled there was enough evidence to move forward to trial.